Hi, welcome back to On the Volley, where we talk about all things football. But tonight we're going to be talking about Celtic. I'm here back again with Scottish Mike, who's just come back from 3 weeks in Nairobi. Jambo Bwana, habari zana. Jambo Bwana,
Poor.
habari zano.
Poor.
No, in Missouri sana.
No, say poor as well, it's fine.
Listen, Swahili, okay, right?
know,
That's
but-
my
but
mother
he's not-
tongue.
he's not-
I was born
his
in East
mother tongue, my
Africa.
arse.
Listen, I know you exactly. You are. Anyway. Yeah. He can't pull a fast one on me.
And Kabisa.
No, I've lost it. Anyway, so he's back from Nairobi, 3 weeks. Okay, you lucky git. Okay.
It was nice.
And finally, we've got him back on the channel. But as you know, we talk about all things football. So before we talk about Celtic, I just want to put something out there. Now, seeing as we talk about all things football, Keeper, he does his podcast on Newcastle called Geordieland 1892. Matt does something on Manchester City. He also put a video up, okay, on the situation with Abramovich and Chelsea, which was quite interesting. So if you haven't seen it, watch that. And they did something on the Premier League. Not only that, we also do a betting forum, yeah, okay, where we do it for fun. Okay, we don't want people putting too much money on there. A couple of quid is about all that we suggest to put if you're going to follow. So do me a favour, if you know any Newcastle fans, Manchester City fans, or people that are generally interested in the Premier League, please, let them know that this channel's here and we've got people that actually do videos on Newcastle, Man City, and all things football.
Can I plug something?
Of course you can.
I do a podcast on pubic landscaping with some tips and advice, and also, so if anybody wants to come and watch that, you're more than welcome.
Okay.
It's not true.
All right,
It should be true. I might actually start it though.
Okay. Well, listen.
There he is in the background.
We are in the middle of Rome. Okay, we're in the centre of Rome, outside the Finnegans. Okay, Irish pub, the Celtic pub in Rome. And as I've said before, anything can happen. Anyway, let's get back to us now. Yeah. Now we've got Dundee United in the Scottish FA Cup quarter-final on Monday. Okay,
yes.
So, what are your thoughts on the game?
Do you know? Look, I mean, it's a game you would expect us to win, but then again, Dundee United can spring a surprise. And Celtic, we've not exactly been firing all cylinders recently. I think I wouldn't exactly say underperforming players, but we've got maybe some tired-looking players. A few players have lost their spark. Some are starting to refine it again. So at the moment, it's hard to call. I would hope that we've got enough to win it, but we've been without Kyogo for a long time. I think Maeda is he's a hard-working player. He gets in the right places. He's just not quite the same quality. Giakoumakis has shown that he's got it in him as well, but he's been injured as well. So I think it kind of depends on who's available to play up top. To be honest, he's got a lot. He's going to have a big say in who wins the game.
Okay, I hear you that. So, what kind of team do you think Ange is going to put out?
Well, he's been playing with a fairly settled defence recently. I'd expect him to go with Carter Vickers, Starfelt, Taylor, and Jovanovic at the back. And then it's kind of mix and match. Maybe you'll see Rogic in the middle. You might see O'Reilly's been coming in and out of the team. Abada's dropped out a little bit recently, I think, but and Forrest has started to look like he's coming on to the game. So yeah. I would say maybe you'll see Forrest in the team instead of Abada. I would hope to see Hatate and McGregor kind of playing in the middle. You might see Beaton again just to kind of give that little bit of solidity. Jota, I think, has to start. He's been really on fire again recently, and probably Maeda up front, because it's kind of roughly how I'd see it going, But, Ange has been kind of mixing and matching a bit recently, so who knows, he could surprise all of us,
Well, Ange, his philosophy, okay, is rotation, okay, and he does rotate the players. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Liam Scales come in, to be totally honest.
Right.
Maybe in place of a Taylor, I would say, yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
who's been a bit ropey.
well, no, but you see, this is what I don't understand. I think he had an excellent game. Okay, the game against Livy,
Right.
I thought he was outstanding,
Right.
and his link-up play with Jota was excellent.
Right.
Was excellent, yeah. So
I just think, look at, okay, so it's not a step up, but, Bodo Glimt, for everybody, people you don't know who they are, they're still a solid European side, So that's a big step up from the Scottish League, And I think he was a bit found out there, So I'm just a wee bit, in general, I think if this is kind of looking beyond Monday, but I think if this team needs an upgrade, it needs an upgrade, like particularly, I would say left back and central defence. I would say Starfelt and Taylor, we can get better players than them. I don't know when Julien's coming back, for example. Idaguchi, I thought he could play at left back. We haven't really seen very much of him. So it'll be interesting to see how it kind of pans out for the rest of the season,
Okay, but I don't want to sort of go against what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, but my opinion is, okay,
this, by the way, this is a very mild version of Sharky. When he's not on camera, he absolutely goes against everything everybody says ever, So don't be fooled by the
No. This is, it's a debate. Everyone is free to give out their opinions. Okay, right? It's in public. Okay, it's not just me and you over a pint. Yeah, so it's a little bit different. But I hear what you're saying. But I think, okay, you're going a little bit too far at the moment, okay, with your analysis. And the reason I say that is because, we don't know what's going to happen in the summer transfer window, yeah?
No, exactly.
Okay, we don't have a crystal ball. So what we're doing at the moment is we're looking at the game against Dundee United, okay?
Right.
Now, if we're looking at the game against Dundee United, okay, is there a possibility that Karamoko Dembele could start? Because he played in the B team. Who was it against? Partick Thistle, I think. They
well, no, he came on the other week. He came on for the last 15 minutes.
Yeah, but
as well. But
that was different. He actually had a full game, I believe, against. I believe it was a full game. I didn't watch the game. Excuse me. I just saw snippets. I read a few snippets, and apparently he scored a couple of goals.
Right.
So, he may get an opportunity. Whether it'll be to start or not, I don't know. But it would fit in with Ange's philosophy of, rotation. And plus, Ange had publicly stated before his injury that he was looking forward, to working with Dembele. Right. So could Dembele start, in your opinion, or play a part in the game?
I think he's more likely to come on for the last 15, 20 minutes if Celtic get a couple of goals up. I think he's just, at this point, this is a game, look, because the league is tight, it still could go either way. I know Celtic are ahead, the Rangers are looking a bit ropey in the league, they're doing very well in Europe, but that's not translating to the league at the moment. However, if I were Ange Postecoglou, I would be saying to myself, I want to win both cups, bare minimum,
Absolutely.
So I would be putting my strongest team out on Monday to get through to the semi-final. And Dundee United are no mugs, And I think to put a young guy like Dembele, who's not had a lot of game time in from the start, I think that'd be quite a big risk. It's not a risk that personally I would see him taking, even though he likes to rotate. I think you give Dembele his chances. The last 15-20 minutes when the team are ahead, when they're a bit comfortable, to see what he can do, to see how he fits into the system, because he's still quite a wee guy as well. He's super skillful, but he is quite small, and against Dundee United, they're still quite a physically robust team, So I think Monday's a bit too early for him to start a game, to be honest.
Yeah, but if you turn around and say he's too small, in the same breath, then Gianfranco Zola should never have played.
Okay,
Leo Messi should never have played.
No, exactly. Okay, but so I absolutely take your point. I'm saying for a game like this right now, I think it's a bit
too early for him. Okay, I hear that.
He's not going to get any bigger, right? He's always going to be a small guy, and he's a super skillful guy, and he's not weak either. He's quite strong, but it looks him, he's quite stocky. So they're not absolutely small players. Even if you want to look in the Scottish context, Sean Maloney for the start, he was a tiny wee guy. Even look at him now, he's still kind of he's teeny, but he was a great player. So it's not about small guys. It's just like more young small guys, you know.
Okay.
Because he's got to learn how to use his weight and how to kind of like put it around and all that kind of stuff. So I think he's a great prospect over the next couple of years.
With that,
not for Monday.
I hear what you're saying, and I can agree with that.
Right.
Yeah, we're aligned on that. So maybe he won't start. But then again, okay, right, with Ange, I've said this before, I won't even pretend to be able to get into his mind.
No, exactly.
Okay? He has, shocked us. As with the game, his line-up against Livingston, a lot of people raised their eyebrows, and were shocked at the line-up and were not impressed with the line-up. And he was proven right.
Yeah, it was the first time we've won there since what? Like how many years? It's like 12 years. Something ridiculous.
2007,
Yeah,
where
so
2007
ridiculous.
it was in the FA Cup round, but in the Premiership 2006.
Right, I mean that's a long time to like not win at a ground, you know. So I think that's a great sign.
Yeah, but hold on, a long time you're saying, because we're
I
talking
know
about
they
what,
were out,
15
they were
years,
out, yeah.
only 5 games.
Okay,
Yeah?
I know, fair enough.
So if you look at the years, it's 15 years. But if you look at how many times we played them on their home ground, it's only 5 times.
I was trying to big up Ange there by making it seem like he's the first Celtic manager to win in 16 years. They've played 40 odd games against.
You don't
Livingston,
need to big up Ange. Ange is Ange.
Yeah.
Okay, Ange is Ange. Now look, one of the other things, and I know I'm repeating myself, yeah. Okay, before the Livingston game, okay, there were a couple of occasions where Ange was getting criticised again, his style of play. Okay, and after the Livingston game, all of a sudden, Ange is the best thing since sliced bread again. It's just, it's just too much flip-flopping. What do you say to that?
I mean, look, it's always this way. There's a lot of fluctuation. It's his first season. He's done far better than anybody could possibly expect. I think, and you cannot play full throttle every single game.
Exactly.
Particularly when you're chopping and changing a little bit, bringing new players in, giving people a rest, and let's be honest, parking the bus when teams park the bus, it's hard to get around, and when particularly with Maeda up front, I think that makes a difference because he's a speed merchant like Kyogo. Yeah. He plays on the lines, he wants to get in behind them, like that. That doesn't necessarily always work. I mean, you think about Harold Black.
It worked against Livingston.
It did work against Livingston.
Livingston. He scored the first goal.
No, he did. But what I was going to say is so I remember Harold Blackback came to Celtic. He was prolific for Rosenborg. He scored so many goals, and he came to Celtic and he's hardly scored any because he was the kind of guy who played in the lines, bombed through a defence and scored goals, and he couldn't do that when there was 50 people in the box, So Maeda, I just wonder. I think Kyogo's because Kyogo's a bit more skillful. I think he can break it down a bit better. But you're right. Maeda scored, so I don't want to be too critical of the guy.
No, I disagree with you, and the reason I disagree with you is because before you turned around and said that Maeda gets into positions and players don't see him, so he's getting into the positions, but he's not getting the ball.
Right.
Okay, and you've got to remember, we're talking about Ange Postecoglou at the moment, yeah. And his style of play, and he's turned around and said that the training is intensive. Right. So when it comes to, tiredness, fatigue, I agree with you 100%. But I think Maeda will score a hat load of goals, full of goals, hat full, okay? And I've also predicted the same thing for Giacomakis.
Right.
And I've said this already, I had predicted the win against Livingston.
Right.
Okay? And I was one of the few Celtic supporters that actually believed that we could do it.
Okay. Right. So I get what you're saying. What I like about Maeda, right? He's not the most skillful, creative player, but he's the kind of guy who scores a goal with his arse, with his with his chest, with his head. He's there. He's in the box. Like a lot of the goals he scored have been kind of just being in the right place, So he's not doing anything totally outstanding, but as you say, he's getting in the positions.
But have
and he's
you
there
seen?
to follow
Yeah,
up,
but have you seen? He's closing down of the goalkeeper.
No.
He's tracking back. Okay, it's like a terrier when a player has a ball. Okay, and it leads to them making mistakes.
I absolutely agree.
His all-round play. Okay, his all-round effort. Contribution is excellent.
No, look, and I appreciate that because that's the way I play football. I'm not a terribly skillful player, but I will just chase people around all the time.
Exactly, and
just
put them under
chase them
pressure.
down and harry them, and then you get the ball, and then something can happen.
Exactly.
And that's totally valid.
And I know that because I managed him. Anyway, look. What's your prediction for our game against Dundee?
I think 2-1 Celtic.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's going to be tight. I think we might take a wee while to break them down. Score a couple of goals and then ship one. So, okay, do you want me to be more concrete? I think 49th minute, Maeda with his arse. Okay, I think with his left buttock. 49th minute, watch this because if it's right, you need to send me money. 49th minute, Maeda's left buttock. 76th minute, I think Callum McGregor is going to spank one in from outside the box, and I think Starfelt's going to score an OG in 90 plus 2. Right, that's my prediction.
I don't know where I get these people from, yeah? This is Scottish Mike for you, okay? Look, if you're Scottish, you probably know where he's coming from, because I don't understand it. But anyway, look. I agree with you, okay, on the fact that Celtic will win. I think we'll ship a goal in.
Yeah.
I think the game is going to be a lot more open than what a league game would be. And the only reason for that is because it's a cup game.
Right.
It's a one-off, yeah? Okay, now, basically, the way I see it, cup games tend to spring surprises, okay?
Right.
Or potentially spring surprises. So I'm hoping we don't have a surprise. But hopefully, them opening up, okay, going for it, because that's what they should do, because if they play with a low block in a cup game, well then,
Yeah.
I've got nothing to say.
But then again, you could try, because Celtic's defence is still prone to shipping the odd dodgy goals. So maybe
only from set pieces. Only from set pieces.
But there you go. They play a low block. They kind of hope for a couple of free kicks outside the box. They pump one in to get their head on it. It's 1-0, and then they try and close it down again. So it's not I wouldn't be surprised to see that tactic.
Okay, but we have scored a couple of goals from set pieces finally, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, which was unthinkable before.
Yeah.
So hopefully we're improving on that.
Yeah.
So you say 2-1, I say 3-1 to
3-1,
Celtic. Okay. And that's it on our prediction. Okay, for the Scottish FA Cup quarter final. And let's not forget, we win the quarter final, we're in the semi final.
Right.
So we're basically 2 games away from a cup final.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and a possible trophy.
I mean, look, there's a distinct possibility of the treble, because
I've been saying it.
Again, Rangers are
Who?
Rangers are focused
Who?
on
Them lot down
they're
road.
lot down the road. They're they're in Europe still. They're going to be playing a lot of hard games. They're doing very well. Kudos to them,
No, absolutely. I know some people won't like us bigging them up and their result, but you've got to give it to them.
No, I mean, they're doing what Celtic haven't been able to do for years.
Yeah, you can hate us for saying this, okay, but we've got to keep it real. We've got to be objective. It was a great result for them, okay, and kudos to them. I agree with Scottish Mike here. So
I mean, small kudos, not like
no, yeah.
I'm not getting that carried away excited about Rangers winning, but
no, but it's good for us.
It's good for us. Because
it's another game for them.
And particularly Thursday night games. Night games, given it their all. Okay, so they're probably through now. They'll be up against a really tough team in the quarterfinals. Again, they're going to have to be. They'll be drained. They'll be exhausted.
Yeah.
And then they've got to come back. And it's not just about being tired. It's to come down. It's to come down from playing this big glamorous game against a great European team, and coming and playing fucking Iowa.
And also the travelling. The travelling will take it out of them.
So I think, I should. Couple of we talked before about what's this going to come down to, and what we kind of said was that this is going to come down to the results in the Old Firm games. I think it's still more or less the same. Rangers have been dropping points, but not that many points. But there's still how many 2 Old Firm games left? 2?
Yeah.
2 games left, and there's 3 points in it. So I think if Celtic come out of the last 2 Old Firm games even on points, 1 win, 1 defeat, or 2 draws, and we keep that kind of 3 points ahead, I think that would be enough to win the league for us. That would be my prediction.
1 win, 1 defeat, or 1 draw.
If we beat Rangers and they beat us, so we're even. If them down the road, sorry,
them lot down the road.
Them who shall not be named. If we win and they win, then we're equal on points. We're still 3 points ahead. Yeah. If it's 2 draws, we're still 3 points ahead. And I think that would be enough for us.
I want to win them. But I want to win them both games.
If we won them both, it would be amazing because then the league's won. But I think we could afford to lose one and win the other one and still win the league. That's what I'm saying. Because their minds are going to be slightly elsewhere.
My problem and I've said this, okay, right, wasn't the Livingston game. I wasn't worried about that. Okay, everyone was worried about that. Okay, because of the history. I was convinced we were going to win.
Right.
What my worry is, but I don't think this will happen. My worry is when we go and play teams like Ross County, where we expected to win, 3-0, 4-0. Right. I don't want us to be complacent.
And Ross County's in the game after, yeah?
Yeah, after Dundee United, yeah. It's on the 19th of March, I believe, yeah.
How many games left? 8?
8 games. 8 games, yeah.
And 2 of them are against Rangers.
Yeah.
So it's 6. Win the other 6 games, basically, and we've won the league. I would say that would be my feeling on it. But you're right. You know, it's like.
Yeah, but like I said, absolutely. But it's the games that we expect to win.
Right.
Okay. If we go in there with complacency, if we go onto the pitch with in our minds already that we've won that game, that's where we risk slipping up.
Sure.
I don't think we'll do it. I don't think that will happen.
Right.
Ange won't allow it. I don't think the players will allow it. But that's my only worry.
But here's the thing: we haven't lost a game in the league for what, 29 games or something? No, how many? No, it's not that many. How many? When was the last time we lost a game in the league?
Oh man, I can't remember now. 25, 26.
So it's a lot of games. So
like
you know, like so. I think worst case scenario, we might draw. We might get a draw against one of the other teams. I think even if we draw one game, and then kind of like come out easy rosy against Rangers, okay, it'll be tight, and it'll be exciting to have a proper exciting league. I would love it.
Definitely.
I would love it to be down to the last day. What's the last? Who's the last games? You know?
Well, they haven't done.
Yeah, of course not. They haven't done the split. Yeah. I would love to see that last day of the season. Celtic at a point ahead. That'll be just to have that excitement finally of like a last day where everything's on the line and going away.
No. I don't agree. I want us to win with 2 or 3 games.
I know, but I want us to win. I want us to win with the excitement on the last day where we actually all get to sit down, go out for a few beers with your mates, you're biting your nails, you're fucking scared. When was the last time we had that?
Yeah, look.
And a long time since we had that. Would be brilliant. As long as we win,
That would be too nerve-biting. That would just be too.
Yeah, but isn't that what football's about? Isn't that what you want? You want that feeling. You want those butterflies in your stomach. You want to be afraid.
You'd have to. Yeah. If that happens, okay, I'd have to go and get what's his name? Check my heart checked. Yeah. Make sure I've got no problems. Yeah. Okay, right? Because it will just be too nervy. It'll be too nervy. I would prefer us. I hear what you're saying. Okay, for the drama, for the excitement, okay, for the atmosphere and all that. Yeah, I hear you, okay, and I understand what you're saying.
Right.
But for me, I'd much rather arrive 2-3 games before the end of the season. We've wrapped up, we've got it in the bag, and we can relax. But that's just me.
That's just true. I mean, look, personally, I'm just bored of possessions. There are too many possessions in football now. Like too many teams who are kind of strolling along to the league across Europe, across whatever, and and like we've had it in Scotland for a very long time. And okay, so Rangers is flipped last year, but it was over.
Yeah, but hold on a second.
Do you not remember it as a boy?
Hold on. That's not a problem of Celtic or them lot down the road. No. That's the problem of the other teams and how they play football. And, okay, Bodo Glimt, okay, basically, okay, showed they can be done because they have a population of 50,000.
Of course, yeah.
They have a shoestring budget, but they play football.
No, like,
they play football.
They were a good team, man,
So, if they can do it, why can't the other teams in the SPL do it? That's the question I asked.
I'm going to give you an answer to this. Okay, you watch, and this is the answer. This is why Scotland's not very good at football. When you watch, look at the bottom of the screen. This is why. I could have made it. I couldn't have made it. I was shy, but I could have made it if it weren't for the booze. And but it's like it's a lot of things. It's like it's shit pitches, it's diet, it's drinking, it's a lot of stuff. I don't know. Anyway, that's a conversation for another day.
All right, well, I'm sure we'll come back another day and discuss that. Look, do you want to give a shout out to anyone?
I'm going to give a shout out to Nandita.
Nandita, is this anything?
She's not going to watch it to the end, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Is this anything to do with Nairobi?
I'm not saying. Anyway, hi.
it might have something to do with Nairobi. He's been there 3 weeks. He left, okay, with a frown, and he's come back with a smile on his face.
No.
Anyway, it's all fun and games here, yeah, okay. Listen. Sorry. Anyway, listen. Press like if you like, okay. Please feel free
Press
to
like
share.
if you like, Mike. Press.
Scottish Mike, okay. Feel free to share, okay. And hey, if you haven't subscribed us yet, please subscribe. And if you know anybody else that would love or would like or might appreciate our channel or tolerate our channel, okay, please, okay, let them know that we exist, okay. Anyway, me, Shah, Mike, we're out.